The lawmaker used a fire extinguisher to put out candles lit on a menorah in the Parliament building. The haze forced security guards to rush people out of the area. Vindication is how the family of a mentally ill man who died in an Ontario prison is describing the findings of a coroner's inquest, a decision that calls for sweeping reform in the province's correctional system. Here's CTV's Adrian Gobry.
Solomon, how are you?
This is video of Soliman Fakiri in an Ontario jail in the throes of a mental health crisis. The 30-year-old spent just 11 days here before his life was cut short after being restrained by correctional officers.
So the verdict answers the 5 questions as follows.
Listening to a verdict delivered by a jury at a coroner's inquest, Fakiri's brother finally heard the word he's been fighting to hear for 7 excruciating years.
By what means? Homicide.
Overcome with emotion from the weight of so much grief, turned to relief, and now accountability.
Homicide. It's been ruled a homicide.
Yusuf Fakiri's first call was to his mother to share the news of the decision.
It was very important that she heard it from me, and that I told her that the country now knows how your son lost his life. He was killed, Mama.
Fakiri, who suffered from a combination of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, was arrested in December 2016 after allegedly stabbing a neighbor. Sent to a correctional center in Lindsay, Ontario, he was awaiting a mental health evaluation. He died before ever seeing a psychiatrist.
Use of force and the use of a spit hood and cuffing behind the back while in a prone position, all of these events ultimately caused Mr. Fakiri's death.
The jury made 57 recommendations aimed at the Ontario government. They include a call to take immediate steps to make sure anyone suffering an acute mental health crisis in custody is admitted to hospital for assessment and, where appropriate, treatment. Ontario Solicitor General's office responding tonight, saying in part that the ministry will carefully review the inquest recommendations, looking at potential ways to inform policies and procedures. The verdict and recommendations aren't legally binding. It's now up to the Ontario Provincial Police to decide if they want to reopen their investigation.
How will you remember your brother?
I will remember him as the gifted younger brother, the brother where I would kiss in his forehead to say I love you, the brother whose hands I would hold whenever he was scared. His death was the final part of his life, but I made it my mission to not let his death be the final chapter of his life.
The family says if a new investigation is opened, they've requested that a different police force take the lead, saying that they've lost faith in the Ontario Provincial Police. Omar.
All right, Adrian, thank you. A crack in a cold case could lead to answers for a Quebec family haunted by the mysterious death of their daughter nearly 3 decades ago. A 61-year-old man has been arrested and charged with murder, a breakthrough made possible by advancements in forensic technology.
The filing today of accusation against Réal Courtemanche it's bringing answers, and I think the following months with the trial will give them more answers about maybe the circumstances of the disappearance.
In July 1994, 10-year-old Marie-Chantal Desjardins was seen leaving a friend's house on a bike. 4 days later, her body was found in the woods. The suspect has spent most of his life in jail with 89 criminal convictions. Last night, we told you about the new murder charges against a man accused of selling lethal substances to people looking to take their own lives. Ontario police confirmed those charges today. CTV's